Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we started chapter number 6, life processes of 10th standard. From this chapter we can understand that how living organisms sustain their existence as a living being. Okay, so first of all let's start from the definition. What is the meaning of life processes? Life processes is one type of process that carried by all the living organisms in order to sustain their existence as a living being. This process is called as life processes. There are various life processes, but some important life processes are nutrition, respiration, transportation, and excretion. So let's start from the nutrition. What is nutrition? Nutrition is one type of process that transfer a source of energy, that transfer a source energy, and we all know that the source of energy is obviously it's food. Okay, so that means the food is transferred from outside the body of the organism to inside the body. This process is called as nutrition, and most of our food are carbon based compound. They are carbon based compound and depends on complexity of such sources. Okay, so now the second life process is, that is respiration. Respiration, that means the process of releasing the energy from the food. The process which release the energy from the food is called as respiration. That means here the breakdown of food sources is occur, and during this breakdown some kind of energy is released. This process of releasing energy from the food is called as respiration, and this energy is stored in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Now the third life process is, that is transportation. Transportation, that means to transport something from one place to other, and here we are talking about a living organism life processes. That means the energy which released from the respiration process, that energy is transport from one place to other place. And we all know that there are mainly two types of the organism, unicellular and multicellular. In case of unicellular organism, no any special type of tissue or tissue system, organ system is needed for taking a food, for exchange gases and removal of waste material. Why? Because the entire surface of the organism is directly contact with the environment. But in case of multicellular organism, this simple diffusion process are not meet all the requirements. Why? Because there are many types of cells present in multicellular organisms, and not all the cells are directly contact with the environment. So in this condition, in multicellular organism, some special type of tissue system is required for this purpose. Okay. Now the fourth life process is, that is excretion. Excretion, that means the process which remove the nitrogenous waste. Remove the nitrogen containing waste is called as excretion. So these are some important life processes. Okay, so let's start from the nutrition. Before we starting nutrition, why there is a needed of energy? Okay, हमको लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म को एनर्जी की ज़रूरत क्यों पड़ती है? So in that, when we are doing some physiological activities like riding a bicycle, walking, swimming, or any kind of physiological activities, when we are doing some physiological activities, we are using up energy. Okay, but when we are not doing some फिजियोलॉजिकल एक्टिविटी देन ऑल्सो वो टाइम पे भी हमारे बॉडी को एनर्जी की जरूरत पड़ती है. ओके, सो टू सस्टेन अ स्टेट ऑफ ऑर्डर वी रिक्वायर एनर्जी. ओके, सो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन देयर आर मेनली टू टाइप्स ऑफ द ऑर्गेनिज्म. फर्स्ट वन इज ऑटोट्रॉप्स and second one is heterotrophs. So first of all, what is the meaning of autotrophs? Those organisms who can synthesize their own food from the inorganic sources are called as autotrophs. One more time, those organisms who can synthesize their own food from the inorganic sources, they are called as autotrophs. Now the second one is the heterotrophs. Heterotrophs, that means those organisms who cannot synthesize their own food but they depends on some other organism for nutritional requirement. They are called as heterotrophs. Okay, now how the autotrophs synthesize their own food? The question is, कैसे autotrophs अपना food खुद synthesize करते हैं from the inorganic sources? Okay, so here one process, with the help of one process, autotrophs can synthesize their own food, and that process is called as photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is one type of process that convert the inorganic source into carbohydrate. It is a one type of process that convert inorganic substance like carbon dioxide plus water into carbohydrate in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll pigment. Photosynthesis is one type of process that convert carbon dioxide and H2O into carbohydrate in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll pigment. Okay, now the raw materials. What are the raw materials for the photosynthesis process? There are mainly 4 raw materials. Okay, in that the first one is CO2, that is carbon dioxide. Second one H2O, that is the water. Third raw materials, that is sunlight. And fourth raw materials, that is chlorophyll pigment. So these 4 are the raw materials for the photosynthesis process. Now the steps, the events of photosynthesis process. The events of photosynthesis process. Events or steps of photosynthesis. There are mainly 3 events, 3 steps of photosynthesis. The first one is absorption of light energy by the chlorophyll pigment. Absorption of light energy by chlorophyll pigment. Second step is conversion of light energy into chemical energy. Conversion of light energy into chemical energy. And the third last step, that is reduction of carbon dioxide into carbohydrate. Reduction of carbon dioxide into carbohydrate. So these are the three steps, three events of the photosynthesis process. So with the help of this photosynthesis process, autotrophs can synthesize their own food. Now let's take an equation of this photosynthesis process. 6CO2 plus 12H2O in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll pigment forms the C6H12 O6 plus 6O2 plus 6H2O. So this is the equation of photosynthesis process, where the 6 CO2 molecules combine with 12 H2 molecule in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll and forms the C6H12O6. C6H12O6, it is a chemical formula of glucose, and glucose is one type of carbohydrate. Okay, so this is the chemical equation of photosynthesis process. Thank you.